Right, 6 minutes past 9 o'clock. Don't worry, you are just right in time for the latest in the state of the nation. Well, it is imperatively important to remember on the eve of June 25th, precisely 1 year down the line. In June 2024, thousands of young people, call them the Gen Z, took to the streets in one of the most audacious display of generational defiance, armed with smartphones, water bottles, placards, and a quest and a burning fire beneath their belly for a better Kenya, denouncing police brutality, punitive taxation, youth unemployment, and exclusion from decision-making table. The wave for change was so strong that with it came the casualties. According to the Independent Medical Legal Unit, if you prefer the acronym IMLU, at least 63 deaths, 63 abductions, and 26 missing persons, more than 600 injuries, and widespread cases of torture and detention recorded between the period of 2024 to 2025, when the cases of murder, torture, and widespread of detention without trial was rife and widespread. 1 year down the line, what has changed and what has remained the same? Now, the June 25th, it is not just a protest, it's a mirror held up to the National Police Service, a test of whether it serves the Constitution or cowers to the political masters, a litmus test for the ruling regime, so they say. And that is the discussion that we'll be having later on our State of the Nation, a reflection 1 year down the line, what has changed and what has remained the same. But first thing first, our top stories tonight. Tonight, nobody is above the law. Ruto fires warning shots against disruption of peace and normalcy during Wednesday's protest. No to planned mayhem. LSK warns leaders against arming youths to disrupt the June 25th planned protest. Also tonight, the wanted man. NCIC summons Peter Salasia over alleged ethnic discrimination statement. Plus, scaling NYS recruitment. Public CS Geoffrey Ruko says government targets to enroll 100,000 youths annually.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Auma Evans.
All right, my co-pilot tonight is Brian Peru. Remember, you can talk to us on all of our social media platforms. We are coming to you live on YouTube at KUTV News Kenya. You can tweet us on X at KUTV_Kenya at Auma Evans. The hashtag to use, State of the Nation. So tonight we begin the State of the Nation here in the nation's capital, where President William Ruto has fired a warning shot against those planning to cause anarchy, disruptions of peace and normalcy in the June 25th planned protest, insisting that nobody is above the law. And as KUTV's Vincent Otieno report, the head of state called upon Kenyans to support and respect police officers, terming them the most professionals in the region.
Kenyan youths prepare to join the families of those who lost their life during the June 25th anti-finance bill protest. President William Ruto and Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has warned against disruption of the planned peaceful protest. Government has confirmed that it is ready to meet the families of those who unfortunately lost their children as a result of political act.
I will continue to make sure that every security officer, every person who puts their lives on the line for our nation so that our families can be safe, so that our properties can be safe, and so that our nation can be safe, I will make sure that this nation stands by them.
In the ministry, we are ready to meet the families of those who unfortunately, Your Excellency, suffered as a result, lost their children as a result of these political acts. Your Excellency, it doesn't matter what happened. From a human perspective, we are ready to meet their families, have a conversation with them, and see what else we can do to support them. Your Excellency, our doors are open. And I am sure even your door is open, and the door of the IG is open for us to meet with those families.
Citing the Kenya Police as the most professional police service in the continent, Chief of Defense Forces William Ruto and Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja urge Kenyans to support and respect police officers.
The people who put their lives on the line to make sure that our families are safe, that our properties and nation is safe and stable, are our security agencies. As they put their lives on the line, we as a nation will support them. This administration will stand by them so that they can discharge their responsibilities within the law and make sure that our nation is safe. For the people who want to undermine, demean,
we study with them, we support them, we want them to execute their mandate to ensure that our country remains safe from north to south, from east to the west.
Murkomen said that threatening to invade the State House is a sign of indiscipline. He noted that it is only in Kenya where a citizen will post on social media that they will invade Parliament, the judiciary, or State House and still walk free.
It is only in Kenya where a citizen will say they will invade Parliament, they will invade the judiciary, they will visit State House, and they still walk scot-free, not charged, and even when they are taken to court, Your Excellency, they will be released on, and they are told you can just go home for free. Kenyans need to appreciate that it is important to have the discipline that these men and women have. It's important to protect your nation.
Murkomen distanced the government from the allegations that it intends to sponsor goons to disrupt peaceful protest. The blame was shifted to alleged political actors who once stood for law and order but are now planning chaos, buying machetes, distributing them to the youth to cause violence. He directed that the police must be ruthless in dealing with such criminals. Vincent Karoli, KUTV, Nairobi.
All right, thank you, Vincent Karoli Otieno, for that comprehensive reporting. Now, still matters planned protest. The Law Society of Kenya has expressed serious concerns over alleged plans by the political leaders to deploy armed groups to disrupt peaceful protest across the country, coinciding with the first anniversary of June 25th, 2024 demonstrations. In a joint statement, LSK President Faith Odhiambo warned that such action could push the nation towards chaos and anarchy, particularly if leaders involve youths in fostering violence to suppress calls for accountability, as Patricia Alex Mutano now reports. Now, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga has urged the government to permit tomorrow's nationwide protest, emphasizing the constitutional right to peaceful picketing. Speaking during the groundbreaking of ECD classrooms in Jamvuku, Raila called for calm and warned against violence. He criticized the government for failing to compensate families of those who died, who died during the last year's Gen Z protest. His sentiments were echoed by Mombasa Governor Abdul Swamad Nasir and Jomvu Member of Parliament Badi Twalib, who both appealed for peace during the planned demonstrations.
Wale vijana ambao waliwawa, wazazi wao wapewe fidia. Wale ambao walipata majeraha, serikali itoe pesa ya kuwasaidia.
Kwa hivyo tunawaambia wale ambao kwamba ni mapolisi, anayetaka kuandamana aandamane, lakini aweze kuhakikisha amelindwa, na yule ambaye kwamba anayeandamana ukumbuke ya kuwa kuna haki ya mwenzako yule anayeandamana na wewe, na yule ambaye kwamba hana uwezo wa kuandamana, lakini ni lazima aweze kuheshimu maoni yako.
Kwa hivyo leo tukiona Kenya yetu imetulia, tuishikilie kwa mikono miwili. Tuhakikishe ya kuwa tusimuone mjinga Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga kwa kuchukua maamuzi magumu kushikana na William Ruto kwa ajili ya kuunda broad-based government.
Now switching gears to money matters, in his maiden budget since assuming office, Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi has allocated a record-breaking 450 billion shillings to Kenya's security sector, which is among the largest shares of the 2025-2026 national budget. The allocation underscores the government's priority on national stability, internal peace and regional defense, even as economic pressure continues to mount. Stephen Marsha with the numbers.
While unveiling the 4.29 trillion shillings budget before Parliament on Thursday, 12 June, Cabinet Secretary for Treasury John Mbadi said the substantial allocation to security affirms President William Ruto's administration commitment to safeguarding Kenyan sovereignty and protecting its people. The Kenya Defence Forces received the lion's share of 202.3 billion shillings to support military operations, modernization of barracks, acquisition of new equipment, and local defence manufacturing. A part of those funds geared towards strengthening Kenya's shipyards and the Kenya Space Agency, while the Defence University and Air Support Department will benefit from targeted allocations for training and aerial surveillance. The National Police Service was allocated 125.7 billion shillings. This includes 10 billion shillings for leasing new patrol vehicles and 3.6 billion shillings to modernizing policing tools, including board cameras, communications equipment, and command systems. The National Intelligence Service received 51.4 billion shillings, the funding meant to expand surveillance, cybercrime operations, and the regional intelligence work. Internal Security and National Administration were allocated 32.5 billion shillings, targeting county-level security coordination, crisis response, and public administration. Meanwhile, the Prisons Department received 38.1 billion shillings to improve infrastructure, welfare, and rehabilitation programs. The 450 billion shilling security allocation cements Kenya's focus on safety and stability as the foundation for economic recovery. The Treasury says the investments are aligned with the bottom-up economic transformation agenda and are expected to strengthen Kenya's regional leadership on matters of peace and security. With Kenya now recognized as strategic security partner to NATO and key player in Africa's stability architecture, the massive defense budget has been interpreted as a response to escalating global and regional threats. The ongoing conflict between Iran and Israel, which has destabilized shipping routes in the Red Sea and heightened tensions in the Gulf region, has sparked concerns among global allies, including Kenya, over the need for heightened readiness. The Kenya security forces increasingly find themselves at the heart of global peace operations, most notable in Haiti, where Kenya is leading a multinational security mission mandated by the United Nations. With over 1,000 Kenyan police and specialized units deployed to restore order in Port Prince, the 2025-2026 security budget has been designed to meet the demands of international deployment as well as domestic security readiness. With a global spotlight on Kenya, from Somalia to Haiti, and from the Red Sea to the Great Lake region, the heavy security spending signalized not just defensive posture, but a strategic pivot towards international responsibility. Stephen Masha, KUTV, Nairobi.
All right, that story by Stephen Marsha takes us to a fast break here on the State of the Nation. But don't forget, we have a packed up conversation lined up for you, the State of the Nation, on the eve of the famous June 25th demonstration that will be happening tomorrow. So we want to take a stock of events 1 year down the line. What has changed and what has remained the same? Does the voice of young people really matter? Did what they really fought for? It was blood, sweat, and tears. Or even you can add tear gas 1 year down the line. What has changed? That is a discussion that we'll be having with my guest, Nick Mwadime, the Secretary General for Kenya Ahadi Party. That conversation will be coming to you shortly after this very short break here on the State of the Nation.
Miti miti, panda panda. Our planet's future is in our hands. However, there is a threat to the brightness of this tomorrow. On EarthCheck, we share the challenges, the solutions, and the hope.
I would call this a very momentous day, a very critical day.
Every episode, every story, every step we take creates a ripple. Join me, the environmentalist Emmanuel Kutosi, on KUTV every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and be part of EarthCheck. Welcome.
wa jamii. Kupanda shuka, akawa tuzo. Ukakamavu wake, ukatii, na kumfanya mwenye bidii. Kwa machozi na makeke, akabaini jinsi ya kuwini. Huyu ni mwanamke ngangari, kwa jinsi alivyo ngari-ngari. Mimi ni mwanamke mwake. Usikose kutazama kipindi cha mwanamke mwake, nami Caroline Kimwele.
So my name is Jakub Petri. I'm Associate Professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland. And I'm the main coordinator of the Cafe project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Eva Hudoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting-edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
Hi, my name is Stella Tioi.
Jina langu naitwa Okemwa Mokwa James.
This is Mandela Gaya.
Ugonjwa ulipokuja ulichukua siku 3 ukaniweka in coma. 20 wamezikwa, 2 ndio wako hai.
I don't even know how it feels to see.
I feel like I cannot express myself well the way somebody who can walk can actually express themselves.
Ilichukua muda mwingi mrefu tena mpana ili kuikubali kwamba mimi siwezi tembea tena.
I've come to actually accept myself.
Ukijaribu kumsimamisha mtu umwambie tafadhali nionyeshe njia,
they find it quite strange talking to you.
You should just make schools integrated,
inclusive setups,
by providing the right facilities.
Neno lako Bwana ni mwanga wangu.
Bulletin, where we ask the coolest questions in science. Let's go! Is yogurt really just rotten milk? Why do humans need sharks to survive? How did a 12-year-old boy from Africa invent modern vanilla farming? How do you deliver medicine to a chimpanzee? Can poop be useful? How can you save the planet by reducing air pollution? To help us answer these questions, we are inviting some wonderful guests from the world of science. They will enlighten you, make you hungry for knowledge, oxygenate your brain, and make your ideas flow. This is Engine Season 3. Let's go!
Ungana nami Malkia wa Taarab katika mitindo ya kipwani hapa KUTV. Yaani tunapozungumzia mitindo ya kipwani basi unaona napigwa na mawimbi makali sana ya baharini kutoka katika ufuo wa hoteli moja inayofahamika kama North Coast Beach Hotel, ambao ndio wadhamini wa kipindi hiki cha mitindo ya kipwani. Penzi mtazamaji, kwenye mitindo ya kipwani hutakosa kupata mapishi ya vyakula vya kipwani. Yaani hapa tunazungumzia vyakula vilivyokolezwa na kukorombezwa. Iliki, karafuu, abdalasini, samaki wa baharini, vyakula vilivyopikwa na kusukwa kwa kutumia nazi. Bila kusahau mazungumzo ya moja kwa moja, mazungumzo ya kusisimua na wataalam tofauti, waandishi wa vitabu waliobobea, watunzi wa kuhani mashairi. Bila kusahau mpenzi mtazamaji, taratibu zetu za taarab na chakacha. Yaani pale ni pale ambapo viuno vya wanawake vinazungushwa kisawasawa kama panga boy za trekta ndani ya KUTV mitindo ya kipwani. Ukiwa nami na hodha wako Waridi Tamu. Usiyakose matamu jamani.
Ni nguzo na uso wa jamii. Kupanda shuka, akawa tuzo. Ukakamavu wake, ukatii, na kumfanya mwenye bidii. Kwa machozi na makeke, akabaini jinsi ya kuwini. Huyu ni mwanamke ngangari, kwa jinsi alivyo ng'ari. Mimi ni mwanamke mwake. Usikose kutazama kipindi cha mwanamke mwake, nami Caroline Kimwele.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Auma Evans.
Right, welcome back and thank you for keeping it state of the nation. Now, Mumias East Member of Parliament Peter Salasia appeared today before the National Cohesion and Integration Commission NCIC headquarters following a formal summon by the Commission. According to the NCIC, the MP is under investigation for alleged ethnic discrimination related to social media post made on May 10th on his X platform, formerly Twitter. The post allegedly promoted ethnic hatred between the Luhya and Luo communities. Salasia had already been charged in a Nairobi court on May 19th with hate speech in violation of the National Cohesion and Integration Act of 2008. And his appearance at the NCIC today was part of the ongoing inquiry into the matter. The Commission also issued a stern warning regarding the increasing wave of political intolerance in the country, particularly marked by hate speech, public insult, and incitement at political gatherings. Now, Father Vincent Alicho of the Sacred Heart Catholic Parish in Shanzu, Mombasa County, has dismissed claims of silence by the Catholic Church in regard to the abduction of government critics in the country over the time. This, he said, as the parish rolled out a series of week-long events aimed at promoting unity among generations. Father Alicho emphasized the need for dialogue towards a united society as he urged churches nationwide to involve youths and leaders to build social cohesion. On the other hand, Peter Munyao, men's group chairman, calls for respect between parents and children to foster peace.
No, we don't fail as a church. The church has a unique message to pass. And if you look at the church is always constant in passing the message. Let me take you to the message of Easter. Jesus said,
to matters education, over 7,000 secondary school principals from across the country have convened at Sheikh Zayed Hall in Mombasa for their annual national conference. The forum comes at a time, or rather at a critical time, as schools prepare to admit the pioneer grade 10 learners into senior secondary schools next year under the competence-based curriculum. Willie Kiari, the chair of the National Secondary School Heads Association, says this year's discussion will focus on implementing CBC pathways and sustainable education financing, as the discussion are not just about policies, but also preparing every school head to ensure CBC schools are ready by next year.
This year's conference is operating under the banner of embracing pathways in senior school because we are very much aware that the CB is entering senior schools next year. And therefore, we shall largely be discussing the implementation of CBE in senior school. And of course, we'll also be discussing other issues like the financing and sustainable financing of education. And we shall also be, among other things, we shall be discussing the health system in schools. We have a number of senior officials coming to address the conference. As I have said, the Deputy President will be here, the Cabinet Secretary for the Treasury and the Economic Planning. We shall also be having the Cabinet Secretary for Education. Main objectives is, one is the implementation of CBE and the pathways in senior school. There will also be the objective of, as I said, sustainable financing of education in Kenya. We shall also be looking at the role of the associations, the leaders, and teachers' union in delivery of what.
Meanwhile, Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Human Capital Development and Special Programs, Geoffrey Ruku, has affirmed that the government's commitment to scaling up the National Youth Service, NYS, recruitment program with a bold target of enrolling 100,000 youths annually during an impromptu visit to the NYS Paramilitary Training Academy in Gilgil, Nakuru County. CS Ruku assessed the institution's preparedness to implement this ambitious government program. He emphasized that the government is fully committed to expanding the services as key strategy for youth empowerment and national development.
Over 500 farmers will be beneficiaries of this irrigation initiative that will go a long way to transforming communities and ensuring resilience in the midst of climate change. This is an example of a climate adaptation intervention that has been done through partnership. It's working with over 45,000 farmers across 12 counties in 11 value chains. Export vegetables is one of them, but we are also working in mango, we are working in poultry, we are working in aquaculture.
Na hii maji mahali wamefungia, we have established it is almost 20 feet deep na ime run backwards kwa hiyo mto about 2.5 kilometers. Kwa hivyo ni project ambaye imetupatia maji mengi sana, maji ya kufanya ukulima. Watu wa area hii sasa wanaweza kupanda ile inaitwa French beans na wanaweza fanya even other agricultural programs ya chakula ili waweze kujimudu kimaisha. Kwa hivyo this is a program that has supported the community. This is real empowerment.
Alright, from Nakuru County to Machakos, more than 500 Mavindani farmers in Kathiani constituency in Machakos County will now have a better access to water, facilitating irrigation and food production in their area through the newly launched Mavindani Water Project. Doreen Kinoti from the NGO funding the project noted that over 40,000 Kenyans in 12 counties have already benefited from similar initiatives. The area MP Robert Mbui highlighted the area's long-standing water challenges, expressing optimism that the project will boost agriculture and address drought. The Mavindani Group Chair confirmed past low yields due to water shortages, with hopes the project will ensure better harvest in the future.
500 farmers will be beneficiaries of this irrigation initiative that will go a long way to transforming communities and ensuring resilience in the midst of climate change. This is an example of a climate adaptation intervention that has been done through partnership. It's working with over 45,000 farmers across 12 counties in 11 value chains. Export vegetables is one of them, but we are also working in mango, we are working in poultry, we are working in aquaculture.
Na hii maji mahali wamefungia, we have established it is almost 20 feet deep na ime run backwards kwa hiyo mto about 2.5 kilometers. Kwa hivyo ni project ambaye imetupatia maji mengi sana, maji ya kufanya ukulima. Watu wa area hii sasa wanaweza kupanda ile inaitwa French beans na wanaweza fanya even other agricultural programs ya chakula ili waweze kujimudu kimaisha. Kwa hivyo this is a program that has supported the community. This is real empowerment.
Alright, 39 minutes past 9 o'clock. Time to take yet another very short break here on the State of the Nation. Don't forget the discussion about the state of the nation, where we'll be tilting our lenses and focus on the June 25th, very synonymous day in the calendar of Kenya's history. It's a dark day in the Kenyans' history, a day that many Kenyans, especially the young people, lost their lives in the June 25th protest that saw Parliament invaded in what is termed as the dark days in the nation's history. It is 1 year down the line, today the eve of the famous June 25th. So we'll take a toll of what transpired, the milestone, the journey, and whether their sweat, blood, and tears actually counted for something. And that is the discussion that we'll be having later on. But first thing first, let's take this very short breather. We'll be back with more.
From the hospital corridors, we bring you experts to discuss issues affecting your health, from diet to mental health. The familiar and the ignored are both put into perspective. We then dive into the environment and look at the effects of climate change and its solutions. Join me, Mutegi K. Martin, every Friday at 9 p.m. as we learn on how to better our health while taking care of our environment. Only on KUTV.
So my name is Kutv. I'm Associate Professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland. And I'm the main coordinator of the Cafe project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Eva Hutoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting-edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
2, 3, keep on going, 4, 5, 6, keep on going, 7, go for 8, give me 9, 10 more to go, 10, 9, good job, 8, low, squat, low, the rest, take it all the way up.
fashion. It's more than just clothes. It's a statement, a feeling. An art form, a way to express yourself, a reflection of who you are. It's Fashion Diaries. Join me, Ashley Asachi, every Monday from 8 p.m. as we bring you Kenya's latest trends. Imagine fashion designers, glamorous fashion events, runway shows, red carpet events, and so much more. Fashion Diaries, unleashing your inner fashionista.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Are you healthy, or rather, do you maintain a healthy lifestyle? According to WHO, health is regarded as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. Welcome to Focus on Health, a show on all matters health, wellness, and lifestyle. On this show, we cover a wide variety of topics, inclusive of, but not limited to, dental, optical, mental, reproductive health, and so much more. Join me, Joy Bofenda, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on KUTV for compelling insights and discussions on all matters health. See you then.
Focus on Health, your weekly dose of health and wealth information on KUTV.
In a world where uncertainty rules and opportunities are scarce, it's time to break from the barrier and unlock your full potential.
We must live within our means. We cannot spend money that we don't have.
We will explore the fascinating world of investment, trade secrets, business strategies, and entrepreneurship.
Sasa challenges ziko mingi sana. Parking ya mzigo imekuwa mbaya. Unaweka pesa yako inakataa kurudi.
Whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting out, what you covered with invaluable insights to help you succeed.
Now, this year we have seen a rebound in the economy, which is well above the global average of the 3%.
Join me, Anyango Sylvia, every Sunday and Monday on KUTV News at 9, and let's turn your dreams into reality.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
But folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
Pepo pasi vuguvugu, pepo pa ni idea.
Sazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, hiyo inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni duniani leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
Bajuka ni kama unarusha mikono, tingisha kichwa chuko usipite kisogo.
Mbona nyinyi na wawasha nkikula nyama choma tu firifiri na
give me your hand and shoulder. I'm feeling vibes on vibes. I'm a ticking diner. Tell them twerking. Pull up the lumber swerving.
I work so hard, you know I don't want no stress. I don't get time to impress. Call that girl with a lovely dress. Yeah.
Bajuka ni kama unarusha mikono, tingisha kichwa chuko usipite kisogo.
Mbona nyinyi na wawasha nkikula nyama choma tu firifiri na
give me your hand and shoulder. Niko na pesa kushinda babako. Kasikia vibaya uko kwenye kasikia vibaya.
I want to flex my love.
Niko na trust that it's in my soul.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
But folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
Pepo pasi vuguvugu, pepo pa ni idea.
Sazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, hiyo inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni duniani leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
Hi, my name is Stella Tioi.
Jina langu naitwa Okemwa Mukwa James.
This is Mandela Gaya.
Ugonjwa ulipokuja ulichukua siku 3 ukaniweka in coma. 20 wamezikwa, 2 ndio wako hai.
I don't even know how it feels to see.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Auma Evans.
Right, welcome back and thank you for keeping it State of the Nation. So let's get right away into that conversation that I promised you about the State of the Nation. Today being the eve of June 25th, the day that Kenyans, especially the young people, will be commemorating 1 year since the transformation that we saw in the country. And to help us unpack this discussion is Nick Mwadime, the Secretary General for Kenya Ahadi Party. Nick, asante sana for making time.
Thank you, Evans. Good evening.
Good evening. Looking sharp as always. All right, Nick.
Yes.
Nick, when you take a look at the recent events that that happened for the past 1 year, And let me probably bring you closer to what actually transpired today. The message from President William Ruto, the Inspector General of Police, the opposition leader, the former opposition leader, or rather the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, in regard to planned tomorrow's demonstration. President Ruto put inciters and of course those who will be breaking the law on notice that tomorrow the law enforcers will be very vigilant and of course on high alert and will thwart any form of disrupting peace and normalcy in the country. Just take us through, and I want to get your reaction into this, even as we talk about this, the very famous June 25th protest and the significant, does it actually mean for the young people and of course the country as a whole?
Evans, I want to take you back down the memory lane. 1 year ago, 25th June 2024, we young people came out to the street to protest against the Finance Bill 2024. And some of us did not make it home. I remember very well, the names keep flashing in my head. I remember the likes of Brian Omondi, Kevin Lumumba, Peter Maina. They were gunned down, Evans. And to us, this is a very emotional process because it takes us to where we are as a country today and why we young people are still very agitated. And this time we are asking the government of the day, how many more lives do they have to take so that they listen to Kenyans? Because you have seen Albert Ojwang, what the case of the late Albert Ojwang. You have seen the case of Boniface Karaoke. And these are what we young people are saying, that enough is enough. We cannot infringe our constitution. And you know, it's very clear. And what we are trying to tell the government of the day, that peaceful protest is a constitutional right. It is not a criminal offense. Police killings during protest is a clear violation of Article 37, 38, and 49 of our constitution, Evans. And as a country, we are asking, is it really a crime for young people when they are raising voices, their voice? Is it really a crime? Number two, is it worth for them to kill us? Those are the serious questions that we are asking the government of the day. And you see, that is why we are coming out tomorrow, Evans. That is why we are going to still protest and continue what Albert had started, continue what Boniface, who was just selling masks on that day, to ensure that young people like us are protected by the tear gas. Evans, that is what we are saying this evening, that tomorrow, beginning at 8 a.m., we shall march the streets again, united, again together, again in solidarity, in remembrance of over 50 young people that we lost last year. Yes, Evans. I can't get you there, Evans.
Right, we do apologize for that technical hitch. And Nick, still on this very important discussion, today the nation woke up to a very shocking revelation of the alleged planned mayhem and chaos tomorrow by what we call the allies of President William Ruto, the inner circle. Well, when you look at this allegation at a time like this, when the political temperature in the country is quite rife, the young people are demanding for answers, accountability, an end to extrajudicial killings, and of course all these things into place. Well, even as you plan to go out tomorrow on the streets to demand for accountability, an end to extrajudicial killings, do you really feel safe out there on the streets, Nick?
You know, Evans, I will tell you a small quote that we say in our region. When the hyena wants to eat its children, it accuses the children that they are smelling like goats. This is the current situation that this government of today is putting the lives of so many young Kenyans. Because why do they have to sponsor goons to disrupt the peaceful demonstration or protest by we young people? What is the essence? Why do they want to make us look chaotic and then ban vehicles and then disrupt all these processes that we are trying to do? But I want to assure you, Evans, we young people are not strangers in Jerusalem, and I can assure Kenyans and I can assure my fellow Kenyans that this time we are prepared. Last time they tried to ambush us, they tried to disrupt the process, but we are prepared and we will be protesting, we will be walking again tomorrow very peacefully, again tomorrow demanding for justice, demanding for accountability, demanding that we must acknowledge that this government has failed its mandate. The promises that they kept, the uphold of the constitution that the president did so in when he came into office 13th of September 2022, he has not absolutely kept.
All right.
So we are still calling for accountability, and we are feeling very much safe, Evans, because I will tell you something, Evans. The element of safety is used to scare us.
Okay.
The elements of live killings during the day is used to scare us, and you know, we are in a state whereby, Evans, I tell you, when you lack a job, when you lack employment, when you lack where to go, the only strength you have is to fight for yourself.
All right, fair enough. And probably now, 1 year down the line, of course, the reason why the young people turn out in large numbers 2024 on the street is because of these things that you've mentioned: punitive taxation, end to extrajudicial killings, a lack of employment, inclusion in key government decision making. 1 year down the line, what has changed and what has remained the same, even as we wind up on this very important discussion, given the fact that tomorrow it is a commemoration, a remembrance of the gallant soldiers, so as they call them, those who turned up in large numbers, those who sacrificed their lives, and those who lost their life for this, what many young people call the noble cause. What has changed and what has remained the same, Nick?
And you see, Evans, I was just reading online today, the majority leader, the MP for Kikuyu, Kimani Ichung'wah, was really boasting today that what we did was pointless. We went down the street to protest against a bill that was silently passed 97%, and only a minority of 3% was not executed. And this is what we are saying, Evans, that this government of the day, it has gone rogue. This government of the day, it does not protect its citizens. This government of the day, it is eating its own children. This government of the day is unconstitutional. This government of the day does not respect law. This government of the day does not respect life. This government of the day does not respect the people it puts them into positions of power. And that's why we are saying that at the end of the day, we will still come out, we will still protest, our voice shall be heard.
Okay, and do you think probably the political class hijacked this process? Because we have seen the tags, the betrayal, the betrayers of the Gen Z. Do you think probably the politicians rode on this, the wave for change, the wave for democracy, and to extrajudicial killings, and probably add some political mileage in their political career, if that's the word I can use?
No, I rather not think so, Evans, because the movement is growing bigger and bigger by the day, because our parents are now starting to believe in our cause. And you know, when we went to the street last year, some had a lot of reservations. And this year, tomorrow, we expect even our parents to join us in this movement, because this country is not just for the Gen Zs. This country is not just for the millennials. When the cost of living goes high, it's not for the millennials. When the 2.75% that was deemed unconstitutional by the High Court, it is not just for the Gen Z. When there's 5% increment of manufacturing cost, it's not just for the Gen Z. The cost of living is going to each and every single Kenyan, whether in Nairobi, whether in the village, wherever you are. The cost of living is tough for everyone. So the movement is growing bigger, and what I can see, we are becoming more stronger, because when we say Ruto must go, senior security of this country said it is very uncouth. Now we decided to change the wordings from Ruto must go to now one term, because we clearly have had enough of this presidency of the day, and we are not satisfied, I can tell you. That's why you see a lot of agitation that is growing by the day, that is growing bigger and bigger, and the movement is growing stronger and stronger. So I don't think at all it has been hijacked.
Okay.
I think it has been more unified and more strengthened.
All right, and because unfortunately this is the only time we had, let me thank you, Brian, or rather Nick Mwadime, the Secretary General for Ahadi Party, for making time, shedding some lights into very important discussion, even as we take stock of what to expect tomorrow, when Kenyans will be marching to the streets to remember the lives lost, and of course the war that was fought for the last from the June 2024 all the way to June 2025. Nick, asante sana for making time.
Thank you.
All right, so with that particular discussion about the state of the nation, that I'm sure the nation is eager and anxiously waiting for tomorrow, the famous June 25th, when the young people will be coming out tomorrow to remember the occasion and of course the dark history, the dark day that the nation witnessed atrocities that was committed in the nation capital. Some were killed by allegedly police bullet. Inquiry is still ongoing into these alleged murders. Some were injured, others up to date are still missing. And if I can bring you up to speed with the latest statistics from Imlu, at least 63 people were felled by the police bullet. 63 still missing in regard to that, and of course we have over 600 cases of detention and of course torture in police custody or through the hands of police officers, the men in uniform. Tomorrow present yet again another time, or rather another opportunity for the police officers to either conduct themselves in accordance with the law, or it is a litmus test for the government of the day. The time, and of course June 25th beckons. We'll wait to see how the event will unfold, and we hope and pray that peace at the end of the day will prevail. For that, That's how we wrap it, the state of the nation tonight. Many thanks for the men and women behind the scene, and for you, our esteemed viewers, for always keeping us a company in the last 1 hour and of course 5 minutes or so. My good name is Auma Evans. Brian Peru has been our sign language interpreter tonight. Until next time, you have a blessed night and God bless Kenya. Bye bye for now.